Well, how do there, chums? As I, Captain Stephen. Today, chums, we're going to be firing up the expedition because it's a revisit, and this is Pioneers, and we've got 2 weeks to do Pioneers. This is going to be a guide, my best tips for how to do Phase 1. Okay, right, as soon as you've gone through your initialization, you're confronted with the Pioneer's badge, and it does look pretty darn freaking tasty. You get that as a decal at the end of all this for a reward, as well as some other fandangly stuff, like a golden vector and an awesome backpack. Yeah, it's a jetpack, it's really cool. You get quite a lot of information that tells you what to do. However, what I would say is try to get yourself a little bit of ferrite, get yourself a little bit of carbon as you're starting off, and working your way over to your ship. Yeah, so you've got to find your downed and crashed ship, but you're going to need to repair your ship, and you're going to need the base elements to construct parts to actually fix your ship, being ferrite dust and also the carbon, but you're also going to need maybe some of the blue little crystal stuff that gives you dehydrogen, so make sure you harvest whatever you can see on your way there. Also, scan all the creatures. There is actually a reward to scan 10 creatures. You pop a badge for that as well with inside of Phase 1. So scan all the critters on the planet. Now, sadly, there's only about 9 creatures to be found on this space planet, as my starting planet. You need 10! Yeah, so you're probably not going to be able to complete it all on this one planet. So, yeah, just be mindful of that, but scan as many as you can see. Don't go out your way to find all of them. Just maybe find, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something, and then find the remainder on the next planet you go to or land on. Awesome, so scan all of those and head to your ship. Now select your ship in the mission, it's the first badge on here, and hopefully it's going to show it as a marker on your sort of compassy directional thing at the top of the screen. You can see here I'm running this way, however the ship is actually behind me, so I've made sure I've got that selected. Brilliant, you can see here in my discoveries there are only 9 faunas to be found, although the badge needs 10 to pop, as I was saying earlier. Heck yes! Right, so, yep, if you can't find your ship, just hit the badge, make sure it's as your objective on the log page. Brilliant, heck yes. And then just spin around, there we go, there's my ship behind me. So I'm going to head towards my ship. Now what I would say is on your way, make sure you're still collecting all those base elements, blasting a load of ferrite dust, getting carbon, but also hunt down oxygen. So if you see any hazardous flora, make sure you zappicate the hazardous flora, because that will give you oxygen. Also pick up any little red plants, because they give you the oxygen you need. Also pick up the yellow plants because they give you sodium that ups your hazard protection. So just grab whatever you can basically on the way to your ship. Condensed carbon is something you also need a lot of to craft your warp fuel, so make sure you grab a load of condensed carbon, but don't worry too much because as long as you're grabbing loads and loads of carbon, and I'll show you a gnarly way to do that as soon as we fix our ship and we go to take off. I can't get that bit of carbon, it's stuck in a freaking rock that you can't blast. Right, well I've made it to my ship and I've got quite a hefty load of those base elements that I was talking about inside of my inventory space. So yes, here we go, we've reached the ship and it's not exactly the greatest ship in the world. It's a big massive ugly looking shuttle that I've got. Oh, the luck be had me. Yes, not so great, but yes, if you see any of these damaged machineries, be sure to investigate those. One, you're going to get nanites, or sometimes you might get some awesome modules to actually hold you on your quest. Yes, here we go. I'm inside my ship, and you can see here, my launch thrusters are busted. I need the dehydrogen jelly, which is the blue crystals. I also need some pure ferrite. I've got normal ferrite dust, but luckily they've given me enough sorts of elements, or the blueprints at least, to create myself a portable refiner. So I will be putting down a portable refiner as soon as I get out of my ship and making some pure ferrite from the ferrite dust that I've got on my person. So here we go, let's head on over and let's put down a portable refiner. Okay, so the portable refiner, like I say, I've already got the blueprints for it, so that's kind of handy and dandy, but here we go, portable refiner, and I need myself a metal plating, which you can craft the metal plating out of your ferrite dust. So yes, I'm trying to actually glitch it in right now without the parts, but that doesn't seem to be working. So here we go, let's just get myself some metal plating crafted, lovely jubbly, and now I can put down my portable refiner. There we go, now into the portable refiner, I'm just going to put a little bit of the carbon in there, and then I'm going to be putting in some ferrite dust. I'm going to split that down as well. I want to keep some normal ferrite dust, but let's make some pure ferrite dust. Doesn't take too long, 8 seconds to craft 70. I think that's all I need actually to pop that in there to actually repair those launch thrusters. Excellent. To make sure you take it out of your refiner. Yeah, don't just exit out the menu. There we go. Take it out, put it into my inventory space. Now you can pick up any portable tech, so make sure you pick it up and take it with you, or else you're going to be making them all day long. Yeah, so there we go. Let's head on in and let's go and fix that. Boom! Done! Now I need to actually fix the pulse engines. Now I need to make another metal plating, which you know that you can make that out of ferrite dust. That's not a freaking problem. Heck no, it's not. Boom. That's in there. That's done. That's fixed. But now I need to make myself one of these. Yes, one of those hermetic seals. And for that I need more condensed carbon. But you know what? I used my condensed carbon to fuel my freaking portable refiner, didn't me? Yes, I did. Yes. So I'm going to put down my portable refiner again. But this time I'm going to put in a little bit of carbon as a fuel source, and put the rest of my carbon in as what I want to bake into the condensed carbons. Here we go. Let's just put in half the stack there. You don't have to use the full stack. And then just get the rest of my carbon, stick it into there. Boom! Condensed carbon. Ha 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 ha! Done diddly and done. Well, it's not quite done diddly and done, is it? No, I've got another 10 frickin' seconds of this crafted material stuffage to go. So yes, there is quite a lot of a grind when it comes to this expedition at the start. But if you was to fire up a normal mode or survival or perma, there's a heck of a lot more of a grind. So if you're new to No Man's Sky and you're hitting up these expeditions, this is like a shortcut into the game. And it's actually a real fun way of doing it. More so than I'd say of normal. So well done if you're watching this video series. Heck yes, now we've created my hermetic seal. That is now fixed. I'm at the point where I can take off. But don't take off. No, because we need to craft a load of warp fuel to get somewhere, haven't we? So what we need is either copper, or on this planet it's got emerald. And emerald's great for spinning up into freaking chromatic metal. Yes, you're going to get quite a lot of chromatic metal from your emerald. Anyway, I've been rewarded because I've popped a few of the badges with a couple of modules. So all I'm doing is moving them into different areas and slots. Now, if you put things next to the same sort of things, so you see this one is a laser beam. So if I put it over there, I can move my other laser beam there, mining beam, laser beam, whatever. Laser beam, mining beam. Put them all together, all the pictures that match, put them next to each other, and they get boosts. They actually get a stat boost if you put the similar sort of ones next to each other. So make sure you do that. So it's even like the hazardy protection. You see it's got a snowflake on it, and that's got a snowflake on it. I'm going to stick that over there. Now you can't see your stats on this screen, so you don't know whether it's made a difference, but trust me, it does, yes. They're called sort of adjacency boost, and you see them sort of merge in coloration when you do it right. So, awesome little tip there for you guys. Right, so I'm not going to lift off just yet. I need to go and get my emerald. Yeah, so I can start making chromatic metal. So I can make my antimatter, because antimatter then turns into warp fuel. Although we haven't got a warp drive engine installed yet, we have to do that up in the station, and we're going to need five microprocessors. Now, if you do look in some of the cases around your crash site, you're going to get one for free. Hopefully you're going to get one for free. Yes, awesome. So there we go. There's my emerald over there. I'm going to go and lock that in, and I'm going to go dig that up using my terrain manipulator. Tally-ho, and away I go, and I've arrived located at my emerald deposit. Now what I want to do when I choose my terrain manipulator is I want to hit that one up there, L1, to shrink my beam before I move on to the emerald. Otherwise it's going to be a big beam, it's going to take all the emerald out super quick. Yes, it mines it quicker, but you don't get as many resources. Captain Steve, oh Captain. Righto, so I've got all my emerald from that little deposit. I'm going to be magicking that into chromatic metal. Heck yes, chromatic metal. Using my little portable refiner. It's not all that magical. You've seen me use it a fair few times now. But here we go. Where's the emerald? There's the emerald. Into there. Spinning into chromatic metal. Did I make that sound more awesome than it actually is? I hope so. I hope I did. Anyhow, brilliant. Awesome. We can take out the chromatic metal from my portable refiner. Make sure I pick up the portable refiner. Take it with me. It's portable for a freaking reason. Take it with you. Yes. Awesome. So now I can make myself some antimatter. I can only make two. Why can I only make two? Because I've hardly got any condensed carbon. But I have got a little sneaky tip for you guys to get a shed load of carbon which we can turn into the condensed carbon later on. So for now, on your way back to your ship, make sure you zap any hazardous flora and get that oxygen. Because hopefully, well, we need a lot of oxygen basically to make this warp fuel. But hopefully we're going to find some inside of the Galactic Trade Terminal, inside of a station. And then just buy a freaking stack of it. Yes. So that's a good way to get oxygen, is to buy it. But yeah, sometimes the Galactic Trade Terminal terminals don't always stock it. It's just down to sheer freaking fluke and luck. Hopefully, luck will be on our side. Let's head on back to the ship, and as you head back to the ship, make sure you zap hazardous flora to get the oxygen, or pick up little red plants to get the oxygen. I'm heading towards a sodium plant right now, I believe, to get some... Well, no, that's actually an oxygen plant. Yes, red-tinted glasses don't help when you're looking for something red. Funny enough, it turns it orange. What the fudge? Anyway, I'm going to head on over there, and by the looks of things, it's nestled amongst a load of dihydrogen crystals, so I'm going to blast the dihydrogen crystals and also pick up that oxygen at the same time. Yes, multitasking Captain Steve. Just grab a load of base resources. You're going to need these resources at a later date. Oxygen-rich plant gathered. Nice! Once you're back at your actual ship, yes, you can make the final repairs, and now it's time to take on off. I've already made the repairs earlier, as you saw. I had to go get the emerald, didn't I? Awesome! Now I'm going to fly... Well, this is the little sneaky tip I told you about. Shoot the heck out of the planet. I would just hit the X button to fire rather than hold it down, or else your weapons are going to overheat. And every now and again, just swap to your rockets and fire them at the ground and make a big explosion. Yes, and grab as much as you can until you see that your ship inventory is full. Keep on going, and yes, occasionally inspect your ship inventory and make sure you break down any geodes and sorts of things that you can break down to get more and more of the ferrite and stuff. But you should get a shed load of carbon doing this, which is nice, and you should get a shed load of ferrite dust, also very nice. Yes, so you can make the antimatter housing and get a long way to crafting out your actual warp fuel once you turn it into condensed carbon using your portable refiner. Sadly, we have to land to do that again, though, so we do that on the next planet. But not a problem. I can at least make 2, so as long as you've got a couple to do a couple of jumps, that's all good, Do that! Yeah! Awesome! Right, now I'm going to head on up to the station. It does say that I can warp now to another area of space, but if I don't go to the station, I won't have the station in my portal list. Every single jump you do, go in the station, because it's going to help us out with doing the Explorer's mission later. You have to do a load of Explorer sort of missions from the actual stations, and the more stations you got, the more Explorer missions you can accumulate. So yes, just keep that in mind for future notation, people out there. We are going to fly into every single station, and when you're in a station, there is something you want to do in every single station. Firstly, you want to upgrade all of your, you want to put an extra slot into your exosuit. That's one thing you want to do, heck yes. The next thing you want to do in the early stations is talk to pretty much every single occupant in there. There's actually a badge for talking to 15 aliens called Linguist or something like that. We want to pop that badge, so make sure you talk to some of the aliens. But here I want to buy all of that oxygen. Heck yes I do, but to do that I've got to sell a few things. So I'm just going to sell some of the meat that I got from shooting the planet, because I accidentally murder-cated some creatures while I was doing it. Yes, cannon fodder, sorry creatures. But yes, I sold all their meat and their organs and got quite a lot of units. So, bonus! Yes, shooting creatures does equate to units, funny enough. Lovely, awesome. So, for me to actually install the warp drive, though, I do need to buy 5 of those sort of microprocessors as well. But here I am talking to some aliens. Like I say, you've got to talk to 15 of the aliens. You might not bag all 15 in the first station you get to. You get about 9 to 11, something like that, roughly, in the first station. And then hopefully in the next station you're going to get the remainder. So here we go. I've speed up the footage of me talking to aliens. There we go. So lovely jubbly. Making lots of friends and learning lots of words. And funny enough, when you pop the linguist badge, it gives you a translator tech. I'd say don't bother with it, don't install it. It's going to take up too much of your tech space, and it does very little, to be fair. Right, now I'm buying the 5 microprocessors. Now I need those 5 microprocessors to install and create my warp drive. And as you know, I've already got 2 warp fuels, so I can fuel it straight away as well. No need to go back down to a planet and use up launch thruster fuel, because I planned ahead, and hopefully you guys out there in the viewerverse have done so also while watching this video. Awesome. Sweet. So that's done. Now on the opposite side of the actual station, these are the things you want to do here. Pick up all the little blue and purple, well, blue and orange cubes, and also the little flat discs. They give you navigational data. They come in handy later. Yes, just store them away like a freaking squirrel. And also make sure you go over to here and get yourself an upgrade to your exosuit. And do this in every single station. Grab those cubes, upgrade your exosuit before you move on. Now, what I would say is also jump in your ship, out of your ship, make a save before you warp to the next system, just in case there is a system crash or something like that. So yes, at least you're going to restart in the previous station where you were. Also, if you encounter a freighter battle on your jump and you don't like the freighter battle, you can always reload it. There is also that if you want to go for an S-class or A-class freighter. But yes, as you're warping, you are going to get freighter interactions. Don't accept the first freighter you come across is another little tip. Yes, anyhow, I'm just picking the system and going along the actual expedition path and warping and jumping and encountering new systems. Lovely job. Every system, back into the station. First thing you want to do is land in the station. It's not going to use your launch thruster fuel landing in a station or landing at a landing pad. But here we go. I've just popped a badge for Interstellar for jumping my first system and using my first warp fuel. Heck yes, so I can claim that. Excellente. Brilliant. So here I is inside of another station talking to aliens. Hello there, aliens. Lovely job. This should be my 15th alien. I'm hoping that's my 15th alien. Nope. Okay, well maybe this one is going to be my... Yes, it was my 15th alien. Linguophile. Ha ha ha! 15 words learnedicated. Awesome. So it doesn't matter what alien species you speak to, just speak to the aliens, you're going to hit that badge quite relatively quickly. Now sometimes above their heads it will say visited. If it says visited, you've already spoke to that one, so just ignore them. It's very easy to get mixed up which ones you've spoken to and which ones you haven't, because there's lots of clones and twins walking around. Awesome! We have popped that badge, and now I can claim my rewards. I got, what, a shed load of nanites for that one, and 2 storage augmentations. So the storage augmentations are for your ship. You can upgrade your ship slottage, the augmentations. Now, the ship you've got isn't the greatest of ships, and there is actually a badge for getting an A-class ship. Now, you could upgrade this class of the ship, but you're going to need a lot of nanites to do that. Or you can just hopefully find one in the verse, but we will press on and we will get to that when we get to it. It's not in phase 1, but it's worth keeping a mental note of these future sort of thingies. Heck, yes it is. Nice one. Now, when I actually collected the Linguophile, I got given all these relics and Viking daggers and cases and all sorts of other stuff. You can give these to the alien entities, to the Korvax, like the cases that I just picked up. So you can give them the casing, and yes, it ups your actual reputation with each of the aliens. So maybe go around and give all those things away, because it's going to up your ante when it comes to getting your missions later on. So the higher the reputation and standing you've got with aliens, the better missions you can unlock. Now you know I mentioned about that Explorers Guild, doing the Explorers Guild missions. It all ties into that. So here we go. I've jumped systems anyway, chums, and I've encountered a freighter battle. I'm going to speed up the battle, and once we actually get inside of the freighter, you can actually jump out of the freighter and scan the freighter and see the actual class of the freighter and whether you want to accept it. Now, the first freighter encounter you're going to encounter is a very box standard freighter. The storage there, you can see there, is only 15 and 3, which is terrible. So I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore it. You're thinking, well, you're not going to pop the badge. Don't worry. As you're actually going towards Expedition Rendezvous Point 1, you're going to get another one of those. Yeah, so ignore the first one if it's no good. Like mine was no good. I'm ignoring it. I'm just going to press on. Now, I've come across quite a lovely lush planet. There's also a badge to actually pop down a base, and this planet seems like one that I want to place it on. My advice would be to find a planet that has 0 storms. Now, if you scan a planet and it says activated or magnetized ferrite or anything like that, it's got higher class yields, that's going to be a highly stormy planet. Now, I chose to scan and find an actual building to land near. Now, these buildings have got these little pylon-y things, and if you hit them up, it counts as a waypoint. There's a mission later on, a badge, I should say, a reward, actually tied into hitting up waypoints. These are called waypoint markers, so if you hit that up, it's going to count towards that as well. So every time you land on a planet, scan for a building that has one of those little save pylons. So this is quite a nice little building. That might even hit up a distress beacon. I might find a crashed ship from here. I'm going to put down a base marker, and I'm going to place a base here, and I'm going to build my base and pop the badge on this lovely planet by that waypoint marker as well. So here we go. Now all I need to do is just claim this base as mine. Claim-dicated, yes, awesome. And now I need to actually build out a mini base. Now you are going to need a lot of carbon. I've got all that carbon on my ship. My ship is in quite near location, but if you haven't got all that carbon and you didn't shoot the shite out of the planet in your ship, then you're going to have to shoot some trees and bushes and all sorts of other stuff to get yourself some carbon, because all the parts need carbon, and some of them need a little bit of ferrite when you get to the roof, but we get to that in a moment. But here we go, I sped up the footage, and yes, I am now grabbing all my carbon and my ferrite from my actual ship to build out this base, and the only thing I need to do is put on the actual roof. But as soon as you've got to about 15 pieces, it actually pops the mission badge. So at this point, if I stop here, you should see the badge pop any second now. There we go, homecoming, done. I have now popped that badge. You don't have to do too much with your base inside of this expedition, but inside of normal mode you have to do all sorts of stuff. So yes, when this converts you might want to come back, but here we go, I'm scanning the rest of the creatures. You know, I only got about 7 on the last one. I need to scan 3 faunas on here to pop that badge to have all 10 faunas. Done. There we go. Naturist, I have now got my badge for that, the naturalist. Brilliant, awesome. I can go and claim that badge if I can get into the right proxy menu. Here we go, I need to go to expedition and I can pop that badge. Heck yes I can, and I can also pop the homecoming one too. But yes, it's given me a couple of modules that I can install in a bit too, but let's just go and pop that other badge. Wrong menu, right menu, lovely, claimicate. Yes, I want that one as well. Heck yes I do. Fantastic, we've got all these sort of goodies just piling in, and yes, I do prefer this. And here we go, here's the actual waypoints, and let's just hit this. Yes, I prefer this to normal mode is what I was going to say. Hit up that waypoint, you're going to get a nav data from there as well, which helps you with maps to find more sort of settlements like this, but it also counts towards your waypoint finds. And yes, I'm going to scan and maybe collect a few bits of carbon and a few base elements before I move on from here, but do as you wish to do. Here you go, I just span up a load of carbon into condensed carbon because I can use that towards getting my freaking warp fuel. So here I should be able to craft 10 antimatters because I've got a load of chromatic metal. I've got a load of condensed carbon as well from all that spare carbon. And now I'm going to make the antimatter housing. So I'd suggest making your base before you make all your warp fuel, just in case you haven't got enough carbon to turn into condensed carbon. Yeah, so there we go. Make your base, then make your fuel. Then fuel up, lovely jubbly. I've now got 10 warp fuel, so I should be able to just keep jumping system to system. And as I jump system to system, I had another freighter encounter. So I'm just going to speed up the footage of me annihilating some pirates that are causing these freighters some problems. And you can see here, this freighter is a lot bigger anyway. This is a destroyer class. I like the destroyer class. It's probably more than the dreadnoughts. But yes, these ones have a lot more storage capacity, which you're going to see when I get up to the actual captain of this freighter. Because it's got the storage, that's all I'm after. I'm not really fussed that it's a B class. I'm just going to accept it and take it. Thank you very much for the storage capacity. Basically, anything that I want to put over to my legacy normal save at the end of the expedition when it converts to normal, I'm going to squirrel it away inside my freighter this time, which I didn't do the first time I played through on these, so I didn't get a lot of new catalogue entries entered into my legacy save. So I'm definitely going to do that as I'm playing through on these expeditions. So even if you've done the expeditions, it might be worth doing them again just for this. Plus also, the first time we got expeditions, there was quite a lot of bugs. Playing this at the moment, I have not had a single bug, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. So I'm going to put in the command room here. It's not part of the actual mission brief per se. However, there is a mission later on to send out frigates on their mission. So I'm starting this as early as I possibly can. The first time I played through this, I didn't do that. And yes, it was one of the last ones for me to pop. Now, inside of here, I've also been given some tech, some freighter storage tech to actually unlock. I'm going to go for the matter beam, so at least I can teleport stuff in between my freighter and stuff. So boom, done. I'm going to have that, thank you very much. Yes, I haven't got the actual tech to install it though. I need a couple of bits that I just don't got. I can do the warp fuel, or the antimatter, but I can't do the rest. Anyhow, I've used all of my salvage frigate modules on that matter beam that I don't have the tech to do. I'm going to accept a frigate mission. I'm just going to have a look at what missions are potentially available. There are a couple of mining ones. In fact, they're all freaking mining. Okay, well, let's just check to see if I've got a mining vessel. Because, you know, luck be had it, I'll probably end up with a combat one. No! I've got a mining vessel. Perfect. So now I can hit up this guy and send out my mining vessel. Look at the star ratings. Your frigate is only a 1 star. You don't want to send it on a 2 or 3 star because it's going to get busted. So I'm choosing the 1 star. Here we go. And now I'm going to choose my frigate. There we go. You can rename your frigates if you want and get sort of personal with them. Lovely. And I've also got these to add in there. That's going to give me a boost when it comes to combat. I don't really need to add it in there, but I'm adding it in there anyway just to reduce the chances of the mission failing. Awesome. So that's my first frigate going out on a mission. I believe you need like 10 or 15 of them or something to complete. It's craziness. But so that means you've got to buy more frigates to send out and build more command rooms to send them out. So yes, keep that in mind for a future note. Awesome. We'll be doing that as we go along. But for now, I've now jumped every single system to Rendezvous 1. And every system I jumped, I went into the station. I grabbed all the the orange and blue cubes. I grabbed all the little flat disks. I got loads of navigational data. I got a load of nanites doing that as well. I also upgraded my exosuit storage each time I jumped. Now you can also summon in the Nexus, go in there and upgrade your exosuit again inside the Nexus on each jump. I haven't done that, but you could. And you could be far more advanced than I. But no, here we go. I'm heading down to Rendezvous 1, and hopefully we're going to see the building that we need to land near. So the actual building itself is a giant colossal archive. And yes, by its nature, in namesake, it is freaking massive. It's very easy not to miss. So here we go. Let's fly on down. And you can see there's a comms ball near there. There you go, there's the Colossal Archive. I could have landed where that marker was and used my sweep scanner to actually find where I need to go, but I used my eyeballs. I had a look around. I used my intellect and my eyeballs. And I found this place, and I'm just going to land here and pop Rendezvous Badge 1 straight away. And you know what? I've got a very obscure mission remaining, and it's just to walk around on a planet for a certain amount of footsteps, which you can just run around in circles on the planet, which is probably what I'm going to do. But at the same time, I'm going to look at some of the more simplistic badges and see if we can pop a couple alongside of this. Now, when I pop Rendezvous 1, it's also going to give me quite a shed load of nanites. You see that? 1,000 nanites has given me. Lovely, awesome. Well, I think that also cluster horde. It just popped that. Because I've been picking up nanites inside the stations as well, boom, I've now popped another badge. And when you pop that badge, it gives you 5,000 units, which pops another badge. It's really, it pops the money bags one. So yes, cluster horde, look, 5 million units or whatever the number that is. You know, that's a lot of zeros. I can't count that high. I've not got that many fingers. Yeah, so here we go. That's going to pop another badge. So there's a lot of simple badges to pop. And another real simple badge is Rocket Man, which we'll do in a moment. But here we go. Nice. So I'm just going to move some of this tech around and free up a few of my slots as well. And here we go. This is another easy badge, and that's picking up fauna as pets. So you see there, I also got given 10 of the creature pellets. So I'm just going to feed the creature pellets to any creatures. A lot of the even airborne ones you can tame now. So this is an airborne one, but you can see there, I can tame it and have it as a pet. If I get it a bit bigger, I might even be able to ride this pet and fly around. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, my own little UFO pet. Nice. You get a lot of stuff pop up. You can just press circle to close those. But yes, I'm going to give him a treat, give him a pat, make sure he's happy. And then to get this badge you need 3 faunas though. So I'm going to tame 2, but then I need to actually buy another slot using nanites to get my third. And here's my third one, tamed-icated. That's all free, tamed, and I also expanded my creature slot, and you do that from the quick menu. So here we go, done, and I'm hitting up my third companion, popping that badge. Brilliant, that's going to give me a neutron processor. Neutron processors are used for cooking, and they're quite a good way to actually obtain nanites if we do need nanites in the future. Yes, cooking and then handing things into old Kronos nets you a load of nanites. I've got a whole playlist on cooking, look for it on my channel if that interests you. Done! Right, so that's all the creatures done, and there's some baked goods there. So we could take those up to Kronos, but you know what? They're the things that I might want to put over to my legacy save to complete my catalogue of that little bit quicker, because some of these cooking recipes are very complex and they need rare ingredients, and some of these I don't think I've got inside my catalogue inside legacy. So I'm just going to call in my freighter, and I'm probably going to head there before I start doing phase 2. So yeah, just to squirrel some stuff away. So at the start of the phase 2 video, which hopefully you're going to watch in this playlist, you'll probably see me doing that. Right, so awesome. We've done all these. Now all I need to do is run round in a circle to pop the last remaining badge. I'm just going to claim some of these rewards to see what else I get. So we've got some storage capacity expansions there. Now if I cancel that, I was hoping to get the actual storage augmentation icon-y thing and put that over to my legacy, because that's a missing slot on the catalogue. Sadly, it doesn't do it anymore. So yeah, I haven't got the expansion slottage, because that one there is for Starship expansion modules, not the Exocert. So yes, I haven't got it, and I can't see where it is. So it's invisible. It's freaking invisible, so I can't transfer that over. So I'm always going to have a blank space in my catalogue in Legacy, which is really annoying, because I like to be a completionist. Anyway, I'm just running around in circles to get up my foot marker, which you can see below me there, in the bottom right-hand corner, slowly going up. But then I thought, why not put down another base computer, build a wall with a bit of a roof, and then I can fly against that wall and pop the Rocket Man badge. So let's see if this works. I did see this. This was a method found by Scottish Rod on the last time we done expeditions. Let's see if it still works now. You know what? I give credit where credit's due. So I put a link in the top right-hand corner to Scottish Rod and him finding about this Rocket Man sort of exploit, which is pretty cool. But here we go. Let's just put down a base. And now let's put down a wall next to this. Now you can do a couple, so it's easier to stay in line, but I think I'll get away with just one. I'm just going to pop a little bit of carbon, because I need a bit more carbon to build my wall. So here we go. Take that, trees and bushes. Yes, laser beams to the face. Right, there we go. And now if I just stick a roof on top. Now, if I fly against this and keep as straight as I can against it as much as possible, I won't run out of rocket pipe fuel. And then after 20 seconds, boom! I've popped the Rocket Man badge, and now I've done that, I can just delete this base, and we can claim the Rocket Man before we move on. I've still got to run around in circles for about another 2,000 years, which is a bit of a shame. There we go, brilliant. But I think that's my own fault, because, you know, I'm a little bit quick with this. You probably would have popped that before you even left your first planet, perhaps. Maybe it's just because, you know, I know where I'm going and know what I'm doing. I've done this before. But, yes, I didn't pop it ambiently. So now I have to run around in circles. Oh, well, fine. I'm just deleting that base. Done. Because I don't want to besmirch the actual atmosphere here. Also, it was quite close to the archive, and I don't want to confuse people with a weird base marker. Brilliant. Done. So that's all good. But yeah, easy to pop that badge. Heck yes it is. So now I just need to run around in circles, like I say. If we look at the down there, I've got another 2,000 odd U's to go. So yeah, running around in circles time for Captain Steve, by the looks of things, people. I mean, to be fair, if I wasn't doing this video and trying to get through all of Phase 1 before I progress past Rendezvous, I could have just carried on with actually doing my journey, and that would pop on its own and ambiently, like I was mentioning earlier. But for now, look, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there, people. Yeah, I'm on 900. Not much more, and then it will pop up the badge, and that would be all of Phase 1 done. And I believe for Phase 1 you get given some Atlas fireworks to set off or something, which I'm probably going to do at the start of Phase 2 or something as a bit of an intro to my video, who knows. But there we go, I'm going to get some Atlas fireworks for claiming that badge, but that's the Pilgrim done. Lovely. Yeah, I got 3 Atlas fireworks packed, and I've got an infantry slot when I claim them anyway, so I'm just going to do that now. Brilliant, and we're going to install all those inventory slots. So here we go, let's go over to, wrong freaking screen. I need to go into there, don't I? Yes, Rendezvous 2. Now I can pop all these badges. Excellent, rocket boots. Well, the rocket boots, they give you the double jump, but they also give you the melee strafe boost jump as well once it's installed. Well worth doing, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get the resources to do all that right now. Well, I haven't got them on me at least anyway. Right, so I can move this. Well, technically I put that in technology for now. I'll put it over here. But yes, hopefully I've got another one of those movement modules. I'm sure I popped a movement module. Where is it? Okay, okay. Where'd you go? Okay, I think it must be in the cargo area, into the cargo space. There it is. Brilliant. Now let's go and install that in my technology just there. A little bit more movement. You see how it all went the matching colour? That's what I mean by you get sort of like adjacency boosts and stuff. So that's perfect. Heck yes. And that's all claimed. We've now got everything. Let's expand all this out. Oh, I've got another movement module there, but I haven't got a free technology slot yet. So I'd make sure I get another technology slot installed the next station I visit, and make sure I get that other movement module in. Heck yes. I'll be like a freaking ninja. Awesome. So there we go. That's how you do Phase 1 of Expedition 1. So it's not all that difficult, and I've given you all my best tips. So hopefully this is going to give you the best start in Expedition 1, Phase 1, and hopefully you're going to join me for Phase 2. So yes, keep an eye out for the next video. If you haven't hit that bell, please do. And yes, until next time, you've been awesome. Take care. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.